No, because we left early.
This is opening number one. 5. The stuff that's on the board is review for the quiz. The quiz is on balanced and unbalanced forces and friction.
I felt the air on my neck. It was. I can sit on top.
I'm gonna jump on too.
What? My legs not turning up.
I'm looking ahead yesterday.
Timothy again today. What?
Yeah, what's good?
You have what?
Let's get.
You mean like what they're serving every day?
Yeah.
No.
Michael today.
You know what?
I don't know where I was at. Probably.
Just trying to do. You know what? Yeah, we need some cheese sticks.
Yep, you did. Yep. Put the plate in here.
Yeah, like.
Lois, Arch, you go.
I did.
It's finished.
Yeah.
You can show it to me right now.
I can't show it to you right now, so I got this.
That would be helpful. Alright. I'll give you about another minute. Devin, you got an answer? Come on, try to answer that. Oh, man. I'm talking. Oh my God, go on, let's go try to answer them.
What is friction?
Yesterday was opening 4. Today is 5. So we got 5 more to go and I'll collect again. If you're missing one, where can you get it from?
Back there.
Back in the notebook. Alright, they're all back there and they're labeled by dates and day.
Oh, for real? You got,
There you go. You want some later?
I'm done.
All right, so number 1, tell me what friction is, Chris. Force that opposes motion. All right, a force that opposes motion. Everybody got it? A force that opposes motion. Number 2, 2 factors that affect friction. I want one from Abigail. What's one thing that affects friction? Shh. Devin, do not blurt anything after that. No. It's one thing that will affect friction.
Give me a minute.
For example, whitewood, one type of sandpaper have more friction than another type. Remember? Or why would one type of shoes have more friction than another type of shoes? Not the mass. Material is made of.
Is that one?
Yes, the material it's made of.
The texture.
You could say texture, that would be fine. All right, the texture, the material it's made of, that's really the same answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, if you had, so you got on like, yours are much more slick than mine, or they don't have a lot of heavy tread, whereas mine have much more grippy tread. So the texture or the material mine are made out of are going to work better for providing traction than yours. For example, if we were to go hiking or climbing somewhere, mine would work better than yours because mine are going to grip better than your shoes are. Okay, so the material they're made of. All right, what's the other?
Force got objects capacity.
All right, the force that's applied. For example, remember we took our hands, we rubbed them gently, and then we pushed really hard. Which one gave you more friction? Pushing hard, more force. Okay, so more force will give you more friction. All right, number 3. Give me one type of friction, Keely. Give me one, Keely. Any of the 4. Rolling. All right, give me a keyword that goes with roll. Keely. Give me one keyword or 2. Balls or wheels. All right, so if it's something that has balls or wheels, it has rolling friction today on the quiz. All right, Cynthia. Sliding friction. What would you look for to know sliding friction? Rubbing. All right, Nishan, give me a 3rd one. We've done rolling and sliding. Fluid. What do you look for on the quiz? No, it's fluid. It can be a liquid like water or gas or air. All right, take your headphones off your ears. All right, and the last one. Static. What do you look for? No, it's static.
Big bang.
It's not doing what? It's not moving. Okay, it's stationary. It's not moving. All right, that was static. Now, what?
I get a little.
Yes, some water. All right, now the last one. I want 2 things. I want you first to find out what the force is, and I want to know if it's balanced or unbalanced. So on these on the quiz, I've done the same thing. I've drawn 2 lines so that you can tell me the force, and you can tell me if it's balanced or unbalanced. Now, what can you tell me about the arrows if the arrows go in the same direction? You add them. All right, so if we have 45 and 15, what do we do? 60 newtons going to the right.
50.
All right, over here we have 50 newtons going to the left. Now, if I have 60 going to the right and 50 going to the left, what do I do?
10 newtons going.
What do I do? Subtract. All right, so 60 minus 50 because they're going in opposite directions, right? So we get 10 newtons. Now, a lot of people on the quiz and on the test, when we take it probably Friday, just write that. Are you getting your points?
No.
You're not. You have to tell me the direction because these 2 numbers are not equal. You have a direction to give. Which direction is bigger, to the right or to the left? So you need to put 10 newtons and you need to make sure you show me that it's going to the right. Now, if it had turned out to be 0 newtons, would you need to tell me a direction?
No.
No, you would not need an arrow. Now, is that balanced or unbalanced? Unbalanced. Very good. Any questions about that?
No.
All right, everybody good with up to number 5? Yeah.
How you know it's like balanced and unbalanced?
Unbalanced other than 0. So if you get 0, it's a balanced force. If it's not 0, it's unbalanced. Okay? Everybody good? I know, you weren't here. It's a good question. We did that on Friday. Alright,
Take this test.
it's a quiz.
Quiz. Let's take it.
We're not doing that next. What's on the board next?
Come on, man.
It does, after we do what? Now, if you will, take your computer and go to kahoot.it. Please. Devin.
Mark, I need.
Oh, yeah, there. I forgot. I was here.
Tastes like onion. There's not that one.
Well, no, this is fries.
Yeah.
I don't know. I usually aren't fries.
I can't be sure.
You can have a fry.
It's this look. You put it's baby oil.
You don't wait.
No, like the pepper.
Could you stop dropping stuff all over the place?
Thank you, sir. My hands.
Oh.
Something similar.
I don't need to personalize my account.
It's low calorie. So I can leave.
Really?
But
English.
I don't do stat, history.
Let's do music.
Oh.
I have physical science anywhere.
my fingers shot.
Science.
It might probably like that.
You're really annoying.
Why don't you click on this?
I didn't see it.
It's like Randall off.
You believe with my Kahoots. I just want my Kahoots. I don't want any of the rest of the stuff.
Oh, you lost it?
Yes, I did finally after I got through customizing that it wouldn't let me pass.
It's an animal in trouble. Hey, Louis. Lots of class what we used to do.
Alright, so if you get kicked out, because I don't usually have the number displayed, 142969. Alright, do not put in stupid names. Put in your name, please.
Who is that?
Me?
Can I put a little snack or something I always do? You just put a little snack in the Bowers last. Miss Bowers always do it, but we have to put our name in the snack.
Miss Wallace not playing.
Don't do it. Don't do it. But I'm coming this wrong.
If y'all put me back in there, I'm just gonna kick you out.
Does it have to be your name?
It needs to be your name.
Why you take King Flint's off?
She always not kidding, y'all.
Guys, put your name in.
So she'll know. Oh.
It is my name.
I see it. Oh.
If we can't do this, we're gonna stop. We'll just take the quiz.
Right. Yeah.
I put my whole name in there.
That's my name, but you can see it.
My name was just Drewski. Wait a minute.
Put in your name.
Juice.
It's not that.
I just asked you to put your real name in there, not stupid stuff. I can even deal with the symbols and the squares better than I can the other stuff.
I did that away. I'm gonna take it away.
You said take it away.
I'm just gonna take it away. We'll change.
It's not customized.
You can go back.
Ooh.
But I just did it.
I have to.
Trying to do like
This
this
wall.
wall. It's outside. I got the whole lot on.
It helps if it doesn't move constantly.
Oh, you said it's better now.
I told you to toss it. You felt like a bed.
Not showing.
Hey, you shot.
Yeah, man.
Your own name. Where is it?
All right, who are we waiting on? I'm up to 18 and we're missing 2, so we should have 21. We've only got 18.
Marco.
Hello.
One more.
All the time.
Hold on, he's signing in.
Alberta.
Technical difficulties right now.
Who's having technical difficulties? All right, do we have everybody? All right, this is pretty short. It's probably no more than 10 questions or so. I generally leave these pretty short. All right. It's 7 questions. Just review for the quiz. It's not very long. All right, so 40 Newton force in the north direction, 20 Newton force in the south direction. What's the overall force?
I think 3.
You like all get bad at each other? But you just when you got in the bottom, you like.
Well, you turn it up. Okay, music.
11.
Too long, man. I didn't miss ball.
All right. If you have a 40 Newton force going north, I think I can write on this. All right, if 40 Newtons goes north, okay, and 20 Newtons goes south, what can you tell me about the directions? Are they the same or are they opposite? They're opposites, right? So what are you going to do with them? Subtract. So that's how you get the 20 Newtons. So at least we have people who picked blue and green and got, oh my. All right, so that's how we get 20 Newtons for the answer. And what's greater, the north or the south? The north is greater, so that's why we picked the north direction. Now, we had 2 people who picked 0 Newtons. We can't have 0 Newtons because the forces aren't what? They're not the same. And we don't add because the directions are what? Opposites. What?
I thought you had to add them.
No, you add them if they're going the same direction.
Oh, so they're going this way.
If they're going both north, you would add. If they go both south, you would add. But if they're going in opposite directions, you subtract. All right, a fish swimming in the ocean would be what type of friction? The fish is swimming in the ocean. What type of friction would it be?
Oh my, that's good.
Don't yell out what you think. Keep your mouth. Let me static. Oh, static. All right, so we only had 2 people who picked sliding, and it could be like DeMarco because he just tried to activate the mouse and it accidentally clicked, and that happens.
Nah, Marco, he was
That's easy.
It happens with the computer. It happens with cell phones all the time too. If you're using that,
It happens.
all right.
always go ahead.
If the fish is in water, it has to be fluid friction. All right. Does everybody have their computer mouse activated before I pull up the next question?
Hold up. We got it.
Guys, mouse is ready. All right. So a red ballpoint pen exhibits what type of friction?
Sliding.
We're sorry.
I like that.
Y'all are driving me
Right
crazy.
now, I'm tired of being
A red ballpoint pen is not static. Me standing over here pushing on this counter and it not moving is static friction. Static friction means something is not moving. If I try to move a parked bus, it's static. The red ballpoint pen is going to move across a piece of paper. It is not static friction. 4, sliding friction is not a bad guess. But what's in the bottom of a red ballpoint pen? A ball, so it has rolling friction. All right, everybody's mouse in good shape?
Boom.
Make sure your mouse is ready. All right, our butts push down on a chair and the chair remains stationary. What type of friction is this? There's a key word in that question. Now, where's the key word in that question? Stationary. I'm telling you, we're pushing down on the chair and the chair remains stationary. It's static friction.
You good?
It's always.
That's how I really don't have any questions on it.
Maybe two people on YouTube.
Ice skating is what type of friction? This has two right answers, but pick the best one.
It can't be fluid.
It gotta be that.
I mean, you're skating on top of it.
But it doesn't have something to do.
Now, the best
You got it wrong.
The best answer is sliding.
Yeah.
However, fluid is not necessarily wrong because the ice will melt. So,
But you know, it's not.
it is not rolling friction. Okay? For those of you who've never been ice skating, there are no wheels on ice skates. Okay? So, whoever picked that, there are no wheels on ice skates.
Disrupting my class.
Now, this one is not on the quiz. I just threw it in there so you remember it from yesterday.
Hey, it was every action is a reaction. Oh my God.
Inertia is the first law. The second law was F equals MA.
I didn't know.
And the third law was for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
See, I told you it was right.
I got it right.
We're going to work on it again today.
Nah, I'm pissed.
Last question. This one we haven't done yet, so not a lot you can do with it unless you want to try it. It's a formula we're going to work with after the quiz.
Oh my God, what did I just do?
I have no idea.
Hey, oh, I should be red, bro.
Yes, yes. It's red too.
Y'all, it's not red, it's actually it's red.
It's the formula we're going to work with after the quiz. It's F equals MA.
Yeah, the behind your part looking self.
All right, again, you will not see that on the quiz today.
You came in third place.
Hey, y'all think it was a pretty even surprise.
All right, if you will, take your laptops and put them in the right order back there with the numbers. They're numbered on the cart if you can't figure it out. And plug them in.
Get Haley's tomorrow.
Somebody take Haley's. All right, and plug them in. And then come back and sit down. You only need a pencil for the quiz. Or a pen. We should get to it today. Get out the blinds! Y'all stay out of the blinds back there. Not rocket science.
This long. Which questions are on the quiz?
Huh?
How many questions are on the quiz?
I forget how many individual answers. Technically, it's only numbered 1, 2, and 3. 13 actual answers. It's really cool. I mean, it's not one that even most people get. It's really cool.
This actually.
I got 10,000.
I need a big one.
Come on, guys, hurry up. If we're gonna get to the lab today, we need to pick up the pace. Hey, Sean, Devin, back. Put the ruler, the meter stick on the table. That's the second time I've asked you today. Huh? That's the second time I've told you today.
No, you told me, yesterday.
I would swore what you said.
More brownie.
Well, in that case, you forgot since yesterday? Did you forget since yesterday? Really? You can tell me that I told you yesterday, but you can't remember not to play with it? Something wrong.
What I said, Carlos said.
No, it's another day, another week. Can't ever come to school. Something tells me he's gonna have attendance issues this semester.
Hey, you gonna drop out and be a rapper, you are.
He'll be a rapper.
Cigarette box.
Okay.
More cigarettes.
Alright, everybody got there? Everybody have a writing utensil? This is quick. It will not take us long. I bet 10 minutes if that. No, because then we won't get to laugh. When you're done, you turn it upside down on your desk.
Now, I know I'm gonna get more than.
Hey, everybody trying to finish up.
Why you laughing?
You just need to get the note.
Right?
Oh, you must have need it right. I can't fight.
Everybody-
We were talking, have a piece of paper. You want zero?
Yes.
Good. Put it on my desk.
Man, what?
Now, put your name on it. Now, one is just an answer, so that's an easy one. Number two, you see how I put lines in number two?
Lost my pencil.
That's what's over there, Keith. Now, in number two, each line needs an answer on it. Each line is a separate question,
Wow.
okay? So there's 4 questions at number two, okay? No. And then when you get to number 3, all of those questions are separate questions. Now, every year somebody says, Ms. Wall, can I abbreviate? The answer is yes. R is pretty obvious for rolling. But if you try to abbreviate sliding, static, and it'll be an easy one. So if you're going to abbreviate for sliding, put SL, and if you're going to do static, put ST. Okay, you cannot just use an S. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, just don't put an S and expect me to know which one you're talking about. I want you to do it like we've been doing.
Okay, well, total force totally off.
Yes, total means all, Debbie, which is the way I've labeled it in the openings and on worksheet we did Friday. It's written the same way, same direction.
Do we have to work it out here?
And it doesn't.
I won't answer that question right now.
Total force even if it's uneven.
Yes, it means add it up just like it was Friday, just like it's been in the opening. They're the same directions. Let's flip it over again. Why? I'm not gonna answer
You're not
anything.
answering it. I'm just making sure if we can
Right.
abbreviate or somewhat.
Yes, that's fine.
Sure.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. What's wrong?
Oh, no, I was thinking about something.
Okay.
You said you can't live zero.
You can label what?
Zero thing.
Yeah, you can have 0 N.
It doesn't say on.
It doesn't say on. I know it means 0 N.
We get an answer.
You remember how we did them before in the opening where we added them up? That's what you're doing there. And then once you add them up, you tell me if they're balanced or unbalanced on the other line. Just turn it upside down when you're done.
This one, I want to.
Yep. That's where you're adding that stuff up. Stop making all that noise up there. Yeah, I'm racing still.
ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
If I miss a question, I will know.
I won't answer that at this point.
No.
If they're eating, you withdraw your. I won't answer that at this point if you're taking the quiz. I'll answer it after the quiz.
Adam.
Yeah, I do.
This long.
Probably would change from my Yeah.
We don't fill out. I thought that's where, because she had the music all the way out.
That one's a-
It's like turning it down.
I'm ready to take over that. Who's still working? I can see Nishan still is. Anybody else still working? Okay, Marco is. Yeah, come on, be quiet. No, not during the quiz. I don't want to help you.
I want to get it wrong.
Anybody still need more time? 'Cause it looks like everybody I was watching has finished. All right, let's go to the front. You done? Why are you still writing after you left the paper?
I'm gonna try it more.
It doesn't matter what order they're in, just stick them up here. All right, if you will find your notes, we need to finish what we were doing yesterday, because we didn't talk about the math.
Oh my God.
And as soon as we do that, then we're gonna work on a lab. We're gonna have to do it in shifts. Half of you will work on the lab and half of you will work on the math, and then we'll flip-flop, and the other half of you will do the lab, and the other half of you will do the math. Only because I don't have enough stuff. It's one of the few labs that I don't have enough stuff to do it all at one time.
So we're doing about
For the second law, we just need to run through about 3 problems, and then we're good to go.
you go over the second one.
Problem.
Yeah,
First,
for the second law. Huh? Yeah. All right, so if you find your notes, yesterday we were talking about Newton's 3 laws, right?
Yeah.
So, what was the first law again? Inertia. What's inertia mean?
An object in motion.
An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion
days in motion.
stays in motion. Okay? So, Newton's second law is the one that we haven't done any of the math for. Its shorthand or keyword was F equals ma. And we've got to practice some of that today. So while half of you are doing the lab that goes with the first law, the other half of us are going to be practicing. Now, the third law said for every action there is a reaction. All right, so let me cruise to where we need to be. Right there, probably. Yep. Now, some of them are really easy. So, I would write this. This is a pretty easy one. So, if it says something simple like what is the force of a 12 kilogram rock that accelerates at 3 meters per second, we only have one formula to calculate force, right? Drew, you awake back there? Yo, Drew. Wake up. Just wait. So, if we're looking at finding a force, we only have one formula for force, right? What's the formula that we wrote down yesterday for force that you're going to use on this worksheet?
F equals ma.
F equals ma. So, if we're using F equals ma, and the question wants us to find force, what unit do we know has to be on a mass? What unit do we know has to be on a mass? kg. All right, so if we're going to put kg for mass, what unit or number up here has kg on it? So we're going to put 12 where mass is. All right, what is the acceleration that's given to us in the question? So we're going to put 3 here. So how are we going to solve for force? So 12 times 3 is 36. Now, what unit have we learned the last couple days goes on a force? You remember? Very good. Newton. All right, so this is really the only new piece that goes with the question. All right, forces get a unit of Newton. So whenever you calculate a force, all you have to do is remember to put Newton on the answer, and you're good to go. That's really the only piece that's new in that question. Okay? So, the only thing that's different for us in this question is we won't be canceling out any units. The unit's not given in the question, so you have to remember when you find a force to put what unit on the answer. Newton. That's the only piece that's new. Does that make sense? Okay. Do I need to wait on anybody to write? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't cutting somebody off who was writing. All right. Yeah, write this one down. We need to do this one, and I need to do one that's got a tension force. And then we're good to go with doing the calculations in the lab. Tension force is in there somewhere. I'll charge you because some teachers have told me.
Okay.
I don't tell that to halfway. I know. Just to see her turn beet red.
His words let it come right on through.
Yeah, he doesn't mind.
Okay, that's right, him well.
Yeah, he doesn't mind at all. Say what? Mm-hmm. And this one?
It's kind of like all the other formulas.
Exactly. Once you get the hang of it, and the biggest problem is as we get towards the middle of the semester, we're going to mix them all up, and then you have to figure out what formula to use. It's not bad, which is why I'm beating units into your head. So once you know Newton is a force and you see a Newton on something, you can only plug it in for a force. You're not going to put it in for a speed. At least I hope not. Some of you will, but most of you will not put Newton in for a speed. You will not put it in for an IMA. You will not put it in for a work, which is joules. Mm-hmm. All right, so when you do this, what is 50 newtons based on our discussion we just had? That's a force, right? So if you've got force, the only formula we have that has force in it is this one, correct? Now, we're going to have another one with force in it, possibly at the end of class, but we may not get to wait until tomorrow. We'll just see. So what are we going to put in for the force? 50. All right, what's our mass? 5. And then what's our acceleration? That's right, we don't know it. So how are we going to solve? Exactly. So A is equal to, and what unit do you put on the acceleration? No, that was a force we put an N on. That's why I wanted to do this one. Okay, meters per second per second. It's a meter per second per second. That's why I wanted to do this one. People struggle with that unit. Now, find your yellow cards. I'm going to show you two things with the yellow cards here in the next little bit. Michelle, take your hood off. Haven't you been paying attention, Mr. Curry, the last couple of days about no hoods in class? I can't even wait for the October staff meeting. We're hearing about hoods next. She usually brings up things that she yells about on the PA, like no headphones over ears, which was at the last staff meeting. But if she has to keep saying things like hoods and that, yeah, she brings it up. And yells at us about it. Why, do you have your hood on?
I was in the lunch breakfast for cafeteria.
You had your hood on?
And my headphones.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But it's not even getting cold, and it's like.
Can't walk around the hallway with your headphones?
I guess not.
Just, no, here's colder than outside.
In here? I don't think it's too bad right now because there's a lot of you, and we'll talk about this when we do our heat unit, because you guys have come in, you've warmed up the room, but second period it gets cool in here because there's no one in here. But like fourth period is really cool in here, fourth period. There's only 12 people in here.
But you got 4 people.
No, you guys put off heat, so you warm the room up. Yes, it is.
So it makes cold.
Well, it warms up the room, so it feels better to me. All right, so if you look at your yellow card, find where it says acceleration due to gravity on the right-hand side. It's going to be about a third of the way down. It says G equals acceleration due to gravity. Does everybody see it? Yep. Those of you who don't have a card out, clearly not going to see anything. Find where it says, it's on the front side, where it says G equals acceleration due to gravity. If you have no card out, you cannot see anything. Just say it. It's the yellow card. I gave it to you. I told you to use it on every quiz and every test. You're going to get an identical copy on exam day. I know that. But there's several people that are still just staring at me like, what's this crazy woman asking me to get a card out for? I'm not getting it out. So if you look down the page and you see acceleration due to gravity, we're going to use this number in just a second. But do you see the unit at the end of it?
Yes.
If you forget, what acceleration is, and you have a senior moment, you're like, I remember that unit. What's the unit at the end of that 9.8? So you can look it up if you forget it and get the unit. Okay, you see where it's at? Just look it up and write it down. Now, the other problem we need to do before we do the lab would be, nope. I got it somewhere, where's it at? There it is, that's the one I want. Write that one down. Mainly because it's going to be on this worksheet you're getting ready to do. I need to do this one, and I forgot one on. You got to do two. That, or I'm going to spend my life running around the room answering the same question over and over and over again. And I'll still do it, but at least this might cut down the number of times I have to do it. The reason that this one causes issues is how many numbers are in this question?
1.
And how many?
And this is
You need 3, I mean 2.
Yeah, I need 2 numbers to solve, and I only gave you how many? 1.
You said it, but
Say what?
you said something like
Mm-hmm. So we got to talk about how to solve for it.
Use the other number in the thing.
What other number? What thing?
In the
Exactly.
Right.
I'm going to Busch Gardens this weekend. I won't ride anything, but I'll go and stand there. Yeah, I don't like roller coasters.
I love
Maybe throw up.
You gonna play the game? Oh,
No, but my kids like them, so I was walking around, enjoy the scenery.
Where you going?
Maybe we should call it.
I'll leave Friday after school, but we'll go to the park on Saturday, come back Sunday. I can't even stand on the ground and look up at them without getting nauseous.
Well, let's take a field trip.
Where to?
Can we go to Texas?
Think about it for a minute. No. Why on earth would I want to go to Texas?
Can we take a field trip at all this?
The mosquitoes would probably be so bad they'd haul us away.
Can we do it? Take a field trip or anywhere?
I don't know. All right, so F equals MA. So, what do we know? What are they asking us to find? They're asking us to find the tension or the force. Okay, so we're looking for F. What is the mass of the apple hanging in the tree? 0.5 kilograms. All right, times the acceleration. Now think about it. You know, and I can't draw, so I have to work with me on this. I know, terrible. So we got a limb. We got some little apple hanging in the tree. Okay? Now, what is pulling on that apple? Gravity pulls it down, right? Doesn't matter if we're talking about an apple, if we're talking about something else, but gravity pulls whatever's hanging down, right? So the acceleration is due to gravity. So again, look at your yellow cards. Off to the side in that same column, what did we just say acceleration to gravity is? So all we do is write 9.8 there, and we can calculate force. So when acceleration is not given to you, and you're not asked to find it, meaning it doesn't say what is the acceleration, they're asking you to find the force. Some object is hanging somewhere. Acceleration is going to be due to gravity. Where are you going to find the acceleration? On your yellow card. So all we have to do is calculate it. What is it, 4.9?
Yeah.
So 4.9 newtons. No, I didn't. I just know how to divide that one in my head. Don't give me a hard one or I wouldn't be able to do it. Questions about how to do that? All right, last problem. Whoops, too far. I know, this is it. I swear, this is the last one. I don't care if you write it down or not. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, here on the Earth, the moon would be different because that's gravity due to the Earth's atmosphere. Okay? Now, This one has two different questions in it. So I've done one in blue and one in orange. Okay? Because this question, for those of you who want to write it down, first of all, is a combination of the last unit's formulas with this unit's formulas, which is why I've color-coded it in blue and orange. Okay? So, when you look at the question, what can you tell me that this is, first of all? What is that? It's a mass, okay? So we know mass is 1,250 kilograms. All right. What can you tell me this is? Okay. And what can you tell me 10 seconds is? Okay. Now, what did they ask us to find? Okay. How many formulas do we have that allow us to find acceleration?
Two.
At least two. What are the two that we can find acceleration with?
A equals VI.
All right, A equals the one with VI. Okay, and what's the other one we've learned?
So the F equals F.
A equals.
F equals MA.
I call it F.
Okay, FMA. All right, so we got FMA and A equals VF minus VI over T. Now, look at your information that you have here. Which one will help us get what we want first?
A equals.
Okay, so I've got the velocity and the time, and I can get this. Do we agree?
Yep.
Okay, so A equals 50 over 10, which will be what?
35.
What's the unit for acceleration again? If I don't know it, where do I find it? Where do I find it if I don't know it? I look on my yellow sheet. So meters over seconds over seconds. Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know A. Now let me change colors for that. Now, what does the orange question want us to find? What is the
How much force?
how much force? So what formula will let us find force?
F mod.
All right, FMA. So if I'm looking for force, what's my mass?
You got 50.
Hold on, what's the mass?
150.
First one, 1,000.
1,250. And what's my acceleration?
5.
Okay, so to find force, what do I do? Multiply. So 1,250 times 5.
25.
I think it's around 7,000, but
That's the last two is 0.
6,250.
And 5.
6,250 newtons. Questions? Any questions? Because you're going to have to do some of that today and turn in. All right, I'm going to make DeAndre help me. There's one of those here, right? Yep.
Says she gonna
Not an old time slave, just slave labor here like my kids. That's why I had children. They can wash dishes, learn how to mow the yard, dust, vacuum. They're a handy dandy age now. They were an energy drain when they were younger, but
He's blacker than me, man.
truthfully, they're an energy drain now. Now it's an argument. Washing dishes. Well, I gotta wash the dishes. How come he can't wash the dishes? I didn't last time. Isn't it his turn? No, it's our turn. Two. And 9 times out of 10, teachers do it myself, and this is like 2 spots. One to 10th grader, one to 7th grader. They're last entire. One girl, one boy.
Well, you're saying they remedial kids.
Why? I was gonna say, why?
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Well, you ever been remedial kids?
Huh?
You ever been remedial kids?
I'm sure they would say yes to that.
What you do?
I don't think I've ever been big done.
Oh. They ask me, why I gotta do this?
Not even,
Bad, huh?
not even like a wolf.
I can't remember, but I don't think so.
You get
No,
the
it's-
rule of that.
My memory's terrible.
You get the graduated cylinder.
No, they're expensive. I did with something cheap. Come on, DeAndre. You're as bad as they are.
He just bought me a whole.
I'm there, they have papers.
He built like a.
I need labor that's quick.
Miss Wong.
Yes.
How did you get to 6250?
So I multiply the 1250 times 5.
She getting.
Multiply there.
No, the desk.
Devin, you need to move back to your side. Because if I say so, I'm choosing today number 1.
What? You said we don't choose a group.
I don't choose the group. You are making up stuff. Let's go back. Would you stop?
Yeah, what you looking for?
Now, I only have enough equipment for 5 groups worth of time. And we're gonna need to do this,
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
quickly, so that people can get their lab data, and then hand the equipment off to another group while they're answering questions, okay? Now, half the room is gonna work on the lab, while the other half works on the calculation. Now, before you go, I ain't doing the math calculations. Both of them are a grade, so stop with the I'm not doing. Secondly, if you don't show any work, are you getting any credit?
No, sir.
No, so I need to see the work to get the credit. Now, the directions before you all go to the counter and go, this lab don't make any sense, Miss Wall. First of all, you need 3 things. You need a meter stick, you need a broom, and you need a box, okay?
Well, it's clean.
Now, in each box, there are 2 weights. There's a 500 gram weight and a 100 gram weight. You look at the inertia paper, okay? Down at the bottom, you have to, well, or stop, you have to make a hypothesis. Everybody in here has had biology and earth science, and you know what a hypothesis is. You need to look it up if you don't know that. The units are still on it. Yes, it is.
What's that?
It's an if-then statement.
It's what you are.
Now, when you look at the bottom, you have a small data table. Everybody there? 500 and 100 grams are right here. You have to measure the distance. It tells you in the directions to take the meter stick and have it off the table about 8 centimeters. So set these over here in Drew's way. All right, take the 100 gram weight, put it in the box, set the 500 out of the way, because you're not using that. Now, if you've measured 8 centimeters, line the box up with the 8 centimeters. The hardest part is going to be lining the broom up so that you can pull it back and hit the box, okay? Because the brooms are so misshapen, you have to get the broom lined up so that when you pull it back, it will hit it, okay? So it takes a little practice to get it lined up. Now, once you've done that, measure the distance and how far it went. You can either measure the front of the box or the back of the box. It doesn't matter which one you measure, as long as you always measure the same part. So when you switch it and you put in the 500 and you do it again and it moves again, you measure the same position again. Any questions about that? No?
Go ahead.
Fabulous. Now, when you're done, give all 3 pieces to another group. All right? Now, I'm going to put Keely with Nathan, Tanya with Abigail, Jesus and Devin together, DeAndre and Haley. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Maria and DeMarco's group number 5. All right? You 5 over here on this side of the room working on the lab. the remainder of you working on the calculation.
Oh, come on.
As soon as they get their data,
Hey.
then I'm going to switch up and send another group to work on the data. Okay, guys, don't answer questions. As soon as you've got data, let me know so I can give another group the equipment. Y'all are working on the lab. They're working on math. As soon as you finish the data, then I need to know.
Oh my God. I got a cramp. In my leg.
Dirty bottom.
No, on the leg. On the leg, that ain't that bad, bro.
Dirty bottom.
Well, I swear I can't.
It ain't as bad as it.
It's good.
Jump.
All right, Chris, come here, stop tapping your pencil, get to work. What's wrong, Sean? Not in a group yet. Not yet. You're working on that. As soon as they get their data, I will put you in a group.
What are you doing?
You can do it on that back table. Where's your partner, Devin? That's fine. You can work right there. Sean, you should be over there at your countertop working on the map. Come on, Chris, work. Show me some math work. Who has a question? Which one didn't you get, the lab or the math? The math? I'm gonna set the math on your desk, because you don't need it to do the lab. Hey, brother.
So we gotta do it.
We good? What you knowing? Yep. You do? Yes. What? What's that name? What's your solving for? Huh? Yep. So plug in the numbers. Number one.
Right here?
Write your formula down. Plug your numbers in on number one. You gotta put that in the box. Put the small one in first. Okay, big one. Doesn't it need a direction? I think you passed it. Right there. Where's your meter stick?
They would do the same thing.
8 centimeters.
The box is gonna hold a whole different thing from what I wrote. I wrote exactly what you said.
Now you're going to with the broom.
It's all about
Take
it.
that 100 out, 500 in. Okay, you are. Alright, what you got? What, my dear? You order max.
Yeah.
What is it? You do need what? You're finding mass. You're solving for him. Where's the 3 gonna go? Now, so what are you gonna do to get the class and shit? Hold on, let me get Keelan. I know that. She's gonna laugh so we can have her quick. You're gonna do what to get the mass? Divide by 3. All right, what's your question? So you back to there and answer around it.
So on the 8 inches, like, and I'm, yeah, 7 centimeters, the other 10 centimeters. That's why you said centimeters, right?
Yes, son. Inches.
I was like, oh. Okay. I was like, I know, so that has to be. Oh, so you gotta get it.
You don't need to. Ask her. Ask somebody who's awake. Yeah, this one you just want to use, but the force, you're gonna use the same max.
Should only give you one.
So keep your 150, and then you have 2.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
What's the mark?
Force equals.
Oh, my God.
Pretty good job.
Nah, bro, it's not, bro.
That's it.
What was that? Hey, did we take that number?
Alright, did you hit it with the broom? How far did it go? And run and then y'all do your thing. Alright. Jameer, Chris, here's the
Like
question.
stand on it.
Man, we doing our math.
Oh, yeah, be on the 8, right there. No, like hang off the edge so it can get
You're changing weights, measuring distance here. What about weights versus distance? Did I not give you one? I should say beyond. Do I? I don't even have any right now. I don't know what happened. Oh, yeah, it is, right here. So y'all have 2 distances. Yes, so you're good. So now give me your equipment, so y'all have to answer questions. All right, here, you and Rachel. Do what? Y'all can do it behind here, is that loud? The table in front of John, on the one right there? You will have opportunity to work with any of the ones. Here. Yes. You already owe me time. You are not going to battle today, too. Be on time to class. She said, okay. Now you got a 500 in the box. You got 10 kilograms, and you're finding acceleration. Yes, put a unit on it. It looks good. Remember where I told you to find a unit for acceleration if you don't know it? Right here. You don't know it.
This one was math, so this was.
Done? This one here.
First one gave you the math, this one gave you the acceleration. Saying, you take that math, you put it in there.
I need this, you need that. Thank you, sir. All right, Alberto, you're next.
I heard you know.
Come on. On the red sheet. Let's go. Oh, is somebody? Yes.
Katie.
I know. The right brain. You're looking for F. So what I do is those two numbers are together side by side.
So where's your hat at?
I multiply.
You don't work this anymore, so. Okay, so where do you?
Y'all know the numbers?
When it lands.
Yep.
Oh, whatever.
So your stuff, so I get it to last for, you got both weights in here, no, I need the other weight. Alright, let me have Deshaun, Lewis, and Cynthia. Yep, you all the last three. Are you three two gonna do
Oh,
it?
I got a group.
Oh, never mind.
I will
You
be
two.
Yeah.
I got one group left to go, and then I'll have you go. You were hitting my right. If I didn't get Devin what he wanted,
I want to go. The Rachel, okay, I love Rachel.
I wasn't running around.
Come on, learn this thing.
So, we'll do this.
Hang on to it. Yep, stop working on that. Switch to the left. What?
It's all about the
That's potential. You gotta do what you're supposed to do in here.
No. Okay, so it's three. I'm just telling you, she doesn't get
Because the first time, no way. Let's begin the first one.
Four.
Hey, what happened to your mark?
Raise the ball.
All right.
Come on, Lord, baby. Let's be on.
Really, y'all got data? Give it to, Drew and Deshaun. Deshaun, you ready to go out?
Okay, so.
Alright, work with Drew.
We got that nice box.
Welcome to sing like that.
You be idiot. You got proof.
Bro, that's not saying. That's what we get to this.
Don't smack your chin now.
Okay, so, have 8 centimeters, yep.
Same position the box.
Yep, and so, like, you've got yours, so just have the weight so it's forward, so it doesn't fall off. You have your meeting the end of the box.
Wow, how many inches?
8 centimeters.
People say it got a hang over.
Put the lab sheet on my laptop. And then we're going back. The rest is crap.
Yeah, I think.
That way you've got space.
What we gotta do?
That's not how you go.
So how you want
That's really not though.
Come on, you got it. Act like you the Spanish mom. You got it. You got it.
Ah.
Yeah, go.
It has to be all the way.
Right.
Hold it the other way.
Let me do it.
What you gotta do? Hit this box.
Yeah.
Wait, Miss Paul, how far do we have it hanging on? We got the box hanging on.
This is what it hang off.
We got the box hanging on.
Yeah. Yep, so make the weights forward so it doesn't fall off. Like that.
And the lead.
Which will do tomorrow.
So,
So what's my just lose?
That's the math. The math change. I feel it say.
See the box here?
Very well.
I saw.
So it'll be the board.
Days,
That's how you do it.
I'll just take that red.
I do, but I'm like,
That is.
I know what you're trying
Ben, there's one word I'm looking for.
I know you do it.
You have to use that
No,
word.
no,
I know.
I will tell you, it's on that paper on that.
She's so blue, I'm gonna smack you. It's so blue, I'm gonna smack you.
Who said that? Cynthia?
That was 400, right?
That's a 500.
Okay.
Come on, Louis.
And
All we need to do is somewhere else, it don't work anymore.
Um,
This thing can get it.
what the, see if Rachel and then we'll let you.
It ain't supposed to go far because it's hidden, but we tried to get. It ain't supposed to go far.
That's what.
You know what?
Is it the distance from there or is this what it
So what did you have in the physically change?
Hey, Miss Wall, Miss Wall, where is that?
No, you didn't. When you physically change. That's the independent. What responded.
Hey, I got some room.
The total distance travel or where did I go from?
Say what now?
Like the first one went to 40, so we just go 40 or straight.
It's
Oh, you can just put 4, you don't have to subtract any. As long as you always include the 8, that's fine. That's why I said be consistent. Okay? There you go.
Yeah.
Whatever, just don't read it without the 8 the first time, you'll read the 8 the second time. Well, it's the same. Hey, that's why I'm gonna work on that.
Okay.
The first thing I do is get it out of the water. You know, we're in the time where I'm not making extra copies because I don't have any people in the class. Y'all need to watch to see where water is in the room.
DeMarco, I don't know. Yeah, right.
Somebody shows that make it up, I'm gonna need to make it.
This was the second.
The other one's not
I'll
off.
say that. What's the third? Nah, that ain't saying much.
Hard, you can't do that.
Probably second. Second word. That's not
Because.
what is this?
Look, he did my paper.
Damn,
Because that's what I put.
Why you playing with the little thing?
they ain't got no explanation.
That's the response.
And that's what ain't that funny.
So that's second. What goes in motion stays in motion. That's the third one.
No, that's the
No,
first one.
first one doesn't touch it at all. First one is inertia. I don't know what that's done. I put.
For real though,
I
that
told
is
you,
faithful.
I told you this. Where's the first one? Yeah, but it's right though.
How you know?
You know you don't know stuff every day.
Okay,
You guys having fun.
this is your first one, this is your second. Okay, goodbye. Okay, so for this one, we put.
Not the
Well, I can do this play the role.
What are you
How could this
doing?
one be,
I feel like an airbender.
how could this one be the first one that didn't
It's
say?
wild. It did stand much, unless it was actually done by outside force, no friction between it and the counter, or it hit the little gray stop. Yeah. Work on the match.
It's your man.
It might have to wait. Ask her.
One box.
Great.
It's okay.
It's all husband.
Go ahead. Louis, go ahead. Piss me off.
We got a new partner.
Work on the mask.
You be partner. You be partner.
Mike makes.
You're Hispanic.
Man, you better go somewhere. Yeah, I'm tired of
What? We said it again?
Just long.
Yeah,
Do we don't finish these, do we finish these tonight from work?
I'm still debating that.
Bruh, that's not boxing that way. Come on.
We're down to less than 10 minutes.
So 3 p.m. and then second, that's
Yep. DeAndre, sit down here and work on the mask.
The big, it's the big one they want.
No, it's the new one.
No, it's not one. I'm dead.
Yeah, you might want to read it randomly.
I know. Wait, first of all, you idiot, you
Wait,
come in.
what we sort of.
You can, or you can just sit there and register.
What's this, right?
Most people are not working with them.
I did, I did not have a partner. Okay then, keep it at that. What number is it?
Wouldn't that be $75? You got your work?
Yes, I have to show work.
Are you playing this one?
Ooh, I'm not playing.
I got your work.
Yeah, you got your work.
We know how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't care, you got your work. Louis, stop that. Stop that. So,
You're one of them, why are you looking
you have a thing behind it.
It has something, the mask has something.
it does.
To make it.
So would mass cause them more inertia or less?
That's how, mask.
So if you had more mass, would you have more inertia or would you have less inertia? Tell me about that. Or what is that? What do you find?
Mask,
If you find a mass, it's not gonna be newtons.
kg,
You done done it still working.
is it kg?
That's probably MS/S.
But that's acceleration.
Give me Marco time to
What's it gonna be this one?
We're done, Louis.
Isn't it gonna be kg?
Yes, it is. Yeah, you tripping. Alright, if you're done with the data, bring me the equipment so I can put some of that up. Your boxes should have 2 masses in them, not one.
So.
I'm only 5 meter sticks.
It's not wrong.
It's what?
If a mass.
Right there on that stack, and then work on the back. Take one mass. Take Cheetos. I'm still there. Yeah, but you're gonna run for like 10 minutes.
Well, this isn't what you.
I believe that, I'm glad you're not mine.
I did.
If I didn't have Where's my last meter stick?
You can't be doing that.
Here, y'all still got a meter stick up there?
No.
Yeah,
You did it, Marco.
Just one piece.
Marco said you did it.
I didn't. This one, give me a second.
I'm tripping.
Louis, you doing the back.
What?
That's
You
a
look how. If
You got
nobody-
here, every time's that.
I was-
Look at the other side, just trying to run out. Time's that.
Bro, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Who does it all? The time we go yesterday.
Look, so the
They both do it.
independent is what you change. But what did y'all change?
You look how these two.
Change the box.
What did y'all change?
Let me sit down and think.
You and Rachel. What did y'all actually change? That's the variable. Now, what responded to this? What did I put here? That's
Yeah, you got easy work.
Mm. I saw that like 3 times before I should.
Yeah, all right.
That's the law.
Sit down, work on your math.
Wow, what's your step?
Not like that. I got no step. Roll the other way. You got a room by chance over here?
We got everything.
Yes, you do. No, I can't be all.
I'm gonna throw this paper.
Wait. Oh. You could let somebody else. Hey, man. They set on a rock.
The lab, you gotta finish the lab.
Stop, boy.
Yeah. Come on, the lab's gotta be done today. The math, I'm still debating on whether it's gonna be homework, but the lab has to be done today. So get moving.
Yes, sir.
Rachel, you got this? Oh,
Oh, no, I didn't finish. This,
Yep.
this one, what are you putting on for?
And which one, 5? Yes, you would. Good job. Yes. All right, you're using F equals MA. Pretty much. MA. So, like in the first one, you have force. So write 75 equals, you know mass. So write M times, you know acceleration. So write 3. So how would you solve for the M? That's what you got.
Puerto Rican vocabulary.
That's what we did. HEABIEST. Who's got a butterfly back there on the computer card? Somebody's notebook.
I think it's Mark. My name is.
yes, my legs do not look like that. They is not logging in like
Greasy and dry.
that. They is not.
Turn it in.
I'll put some more.
Math sheet done.
I'll be shining them too.
Mark it over. Just stay there and swing it back. If we don't finish this homework, I haven't decided about math sheet yet.
Y'all stop saying that.
Too much. Just too much. He said your baby gonna be ugly.
He said he's gonna rock the kid.
She said, huh? What? I just thought about that. I was like, he's the boy. Never said no ball. He said, I don't know what she said.
Wait, he got a ball here. Oh, the waiter.
The waiter. I don't know how it is.
All right, who's still got a lab sheet that's not turned in?
Oh, man.
Make sure I get your lab sheets. Those have to be turned in today. On, DeMarco, you ain't got anything done on that math sheet. Come on.
Ms. Walker.
Yeah.
live though.
Done? Now, if you are not done on the math sheet with 1 through 6, the math sheet 1 through 6 has to be done tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
If you've already got 1 through 6 done, you have no homework tonight. But if you haven't finished 1 through 6, you gotta get 1 through 6 done tonight. Okay? And you're good to go. The lab sheet's due to me today. You gotta have that done. When you can get it finished, go get lunch and come back and finish it. That's it, that's not check. There's more than one thing you can check. More than one you can answer that. But your calculator's on the button.
No.
I got it.
Devin, you got. I don't know what this is. You got what's your notes?
Yo.
Who is Joe? Hey, they got a name.
Hey, this is.
Well, I have deja vu. No, is it weird to have like deja vu?
Somebody want to be nice and put people's calculator up so you can plug them on? Make sure I have you laugh, your calculator's on. You showing out what your notes are.
Okay.
One in the class.
I am not going.
I promise you, we get some fun.
I am not going to listen.
Who you talking to?
I am stronger than them 3 girls in my group. It's me and Valeria. Who are the strongest? Let's go.
What do I tell them?
Thank you.
That's what I was thinking about. But don't tell calculator, baby. I'm gonna tell my mom to call them right now. You're good. Why am I wearing that?
I have no idea, probably because you have missing work.
I didn't go to work.
Have you considered staying out of school doing test corrections?
Ms. Walker. What's my grade here?
I don't know off the top of my head. Have you logged into Power School?
I don't have my high school thing. I have to keep looking at it on the computer. Well, you could have taken it.
I forgot how to calculate.
Got to calculate what? You're missing 1. Who's got a calculator?
Lewis.
Very good. All right, y'all got your labs turned in?
Yes.
Fabulous. Y'all have a nice day.
You do.
You too.
Alberto, you're gonna need to get here on time, babe. Because you get 1 more detention. I said you get 1 more detention after today. I'm gonna call home, and then you're gonna get an officer phone, and they're gonna give you ISS. And after that, it's probably ISS. I understand you have Mr. Mahoney. Have you come to get in my class? Probably through the busiest way you can come. So, you can keep doing that. You can do it like Jamaica, stop and visit with your friends, all the way to my class. And you're gonna keep being late. Okay? Nobody gonna ever mind me. But Jameer's already served ISS. I've already talked to his mom. And mom was pissed. And he's been on time. So, you want to go that route too? Then be on time. With this, with that, done. And we need this. Turn this off.